time period. So when we say the true truths, okay, the true truths, okay, the category of the true truths, okay, or the categorization of true truths is meant to establish or to know, okay, that there are two different kinds of path, okay, or two different, two different kinds of path, okay, leading to full enlightenment. The one is skillful means, the other one is the wisdom, realizing the reality, okay. For instance, the wisdom realizing that realizing the ultimate nature of reality, as well as wisdom realizing the 16 attributes of fundamental truth. Okay, so these are all considered to be, wisdom side path, which lead the practitioner towards full enlightenment. The other side is skillful means. In this case, skillful means leading oneself to Buddhahood is exemplified, I think, exemplified by great compassion, altruistic mind, and also loving kindness or great affection for all sentient beings, okay, and also the conventional bodhicitta, okay. So, since there are two truths, okay, we can establish or we can ascertain that all paths which lead to Buddhahood is subsumed under these two categories. Under these two categories, such as skillful means and wisdom realizing the reality, okay, be it conventional nature or ultimate nature, okay? And then what happens is that since there are two different paths which lead the practitioner towards full enlightenment, we can assume and we can ascertain or understand that there are two different kayas or two different bodies in the realm of, in the sphere of Buddhahood. Okay. The form body and the Dharmakaya and Dharmakaya, okay, Rupakaya, okay, Dharmakaya and Rupakaya. Dharmakaya is the phenomenon body, okay, and Rupakaya is form body, okay. Okay. So within the form body we have two: enjoyment body, which is Sambhava Kaya, and then Nirvana Kaya. Okay. These are the form bodies. Okay. And then with respect to Dharmakaya or phenomenon body, there are several categories. For instance, okay, the cessation of all defilements, okay, including obstruction to nirvana and as well as obstruction to full enlightenment. Okay. And then the emptiness of all knowing, and also the wisdom, okay, the Buddha's wisdom, okay, the wisdom that manifests within the continuum of Buddha, which knows or which perceives all phenomena, okay, directly. So these are all, wisdom, Buddha's the all-knowing, we can say all-knowing. All-knowing, the ultimate nature of all-knowing, Nirmana Kaya, Sambhava Kaya, all these are, all-knowing, the emptiness of all-knowing, true, okay. Then the cessation of all defilements. These are Dharmakayas, okay. So Dharmakaya, you should understand in terms of three, okay. The one is that the cessation of all defilements. And then all knowing itself is also Dharmakaya. And then on top of that, the emptiness of all knowing is also considered to be Dharmakaya, okay. So these are Dharmakayas, okay. Then in terms of form body, okay. There are two different form bodies, okay. The one is Nimana Kaya, and then the other one is Sambhava Kaya. Nimana Kaya is emanation body, or emanated by Sambhava Kaya, or emanated by Supreme Nimana Kaya. The beings, okay, emanated by Supreme Nimana Kaya, and also beings emanated by Sambhava Kayas are regarded as emanation body here, okay. And then emanation body, and then Sambhava Kaya is enjoyment body, okay. So all these kayas, all these kayas, I think, boil down to just two kayas, okay, two bodies. The one is the Dharma Kaya, and the other one is Rupa Kaya. So based on skillful means and wisdom realizing emptiness, and also wisdom realizing 16 attributes, you can these two kayas can be achieved. Okay. So therefore, since given that, therefore, with the basis of two truths, we can achieve two different methods leading us towards Buddhahood. Okay. Two different methods. Here, two different methods. I say two different methods. Skillful means and wisdom. Okay. And then based on these two different means, okay, skillful means and wisdom, Dharmakaya and Rupakaya can be achieved. Okay. So therefore, the presentation of two truths is very purposeful. Okay, purposeful. The presentation of or categorizing phenomena into two truths has special purpose. Okay, special purpose in terms of your own practice, okay, which lead to yourself towards Buddhahood, okay. And then when we say the two truths, basis, okay. Two truths are treated as basis, okay. And then within the path, there are two different paths. Skillful means and wisdom side path. Okay. Wisdom side path and skillful means side path. And then with respect to the Buddhahood, there are also two different bodies. The one is phenomenon body, the other one is form body. Okay. So therefore, the establishment of true truth is very aligned, truly aligned, or meaningfully aligned with the establishment of two different paths. The establishment of two different paths is also aligned with resultant bodies, Buddha's, resultant bodies or resultant Buddhahood, okay, which is categorized into two forms, okay. So this is the, I think, overall view how and why we categorized phenomena into two different truths, okay.
然后今天呢，上次说呢，是我们要谈的是二谛，这个二谛是世俗谛和圣义谛，所以说呢是一个非常深的教导。所以说呢，上次说他不叫在这半小时里能够真的是把这个方面的东西全部可以照顾住，所以说他就禁止你的教导。关注在二谛方面的事情后，为什么我们二谛划分为划分为二谛呢？为什么要分裂为二谛呢？就是要知道这两种二谛，是要为了有二谛才知道两种不同的知识道理，就是说就是我们的方便以及智慧，通过这个方便和智慧呢。这两种知识的道路呢，才能够让我们得到佛果。然后呢，这个佛果呢，就是说就是生理方面来说呢，就是我们能够了知一切诸法的诸体实相，然后就是四圣谛的16支，四圣谛的16支分法，这方面呢，就是可以在这一段得到我们的成就佛果。然后呢，就是说我们法门方面呢，就是说，就是我们有大悲心，我们有慈爱心，我们有菩提心呢，就是菩提心呢，就是在这个方面法门中呢，可以遇到证悟佛果。然后这二谛这方面来说呢，一切的通达佛果的这个知识呢，都是可以涵盖在这二谛里面。所以这二谛里面呢，就是说两个身，就是两个身呢，就是所谓的佛陀的色身以及佛陀的法身。然后如果说是所谓的色身呢，就是有个道身跟应化身。道身应化身本身呢，就是有分成为从色身显现出来的应化身，而从这个无上应化身显现出来的其他一切的应化身。然后呢，所谓的法身呢，就是有的几种分类，比如说吸取一切的烦恼，然后就是包括呢吸取一切障碍成就佛果解脱以及一切的烦恼以及一切一切这个对佛陀诠释的成就呢的所有障碍，然后呢也是包括了空气，也是包括了佛陀的显示，也是包括了在佛陀的心识里面产生的一切的智慧，然后呢，这些智慧能够真实的了知说一切事，真实的了知一切的所有的事物。所以说呢，无论在事情方面呢，我们可以全部是就是归于这个二谛里面。所以说呢，这个是也可以说是说二谛呢，就是通往让我们成就佛果的招生的两个身，就是所谓的智慧和方便呢，让我们得到色身以及法身。然后呢，二谛的分类在修行成佛上是有意义的，因此我们可以看得到。所以说呢，二谛呢就是所谓的基础基，然后所谓的智慧呢，以及方面呢就是道，就是我们自身的道，然后果呢就是我们的 为的这个法身和色身，就是我们可以看出来的这二谛智力方面与佛教层次的两个身呢，其实都可以从二谛那边产生出来。
Okay, so the ultimate, regarding ultimate truth, okay, the ultimate truth is synonymous with emptiness or inherent existence. Okay? So if you define the true ultimate truth, okay, ultimate truth needs to be defined as that which is ascertained by an ultimate valid cognition. Okay, so that is that which is ascertained by an ultimate valid cognition is the definition of the ultimate truth. Okay, so ultimate truth and the emptiness of inherent existence are synonymous. They mean the same. Okay, they mean the same thing, same phenomenon. Okay, so in order to understand ultimate truth, what you need to understand is you need to understand the emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, once you understand or you know the emptiness of inherent existence, you already know ultimate truth. Okay, so I'm going to talk on the ultimate truth or the emptiness of inherent existence, where we left off day before yesterday. Okay. So, in order to understand the emptiness of inherent existence or the true ultimate truth, okay. First, what you need to know is that the direct opposite of emptiness, direct opposite of the emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, so here the direct opposite of emptiness of inherent existence is the inherent existence. Okay, inherent existence is the direct opposite of the emptiness of inherent existence. So inherent existence, okay, in order to understand this inherent existence, okay, even though inherent existence is non-existent at all, okay, you can recognize or you can delimit the inherent existence relative to hypothesis, okay, or hypothetically, you can recognize inherent existence and also, inherent existence. Okay, so you need to understand the hypothetical inherent existence. Okay. So, in order to understand, in order to really know the hypothetical inherent existence, first, what you need to know is that you need to know things. You need to know that how things, okay, being merely posited by the force or by the power of conceptual thought. Okay. Okay. So this is very, I think, yeah. So in order for us to know, I mean, that what it means to be being posited, being merely posited by the conceptual thought, okay, it is very, handy for us to know it through the analogy of, I think, as I said yesterday, okay, no, day before yesterday, actually. You see, in the twilight, when you encounter a robe which is multicolored, which is multicolored, and also which curls in the same way as snakes curl. Okay, and then once you encounter a robe on a road, on an evening day, okay, you meet, you instinctively take it as a snack, okay, and then, as a snack, okay. So, you conceive, okay, at that very moment, you conceive a snack onto that rope, okay. So, the snack that you just imputed onto that very rope is just merely posited by your conception, okay? Because once you search the rope, okay, for the snack, there's nothing on the snack rope side that you can find as an example of snack, okay. So likewise, when we think, okay, I am such and such person, okay, when we think that when we form our conception that I as inherently existent there, okay. At that very moment, okay, if you analyze that very I, inherent I, okay, if you search for it on the basis of 5 aggregates and collection of 5 aggregates and also the continuum of 5 aggregates, you will never find anything, okay, individual, be it individual aggregates or the collection of aggregates or continuum of aggregates. You will never find any one of them as yourself, okay. So therefore the I, okay, when you say the I, okay, when you conceive I, okay, when you conceive I or myself, okay, based on your own psychophysical aggregates, okay, that very moment, okay, that very, okay, I, concept of I or that that I or that myself, that which is, how to say, imputed onto your psychophysical aggregates, is just merely posited by your own conceptual thought. Just as the snake is merely imputed by conception onto the rope. Okay. So as yourself is also merely posited onto your own psychophysical aggregates by your conceptual thought. So once you understand, okay, once you have, how to say, have a very unmistaken or very reliable, okay, understanding that yourself or myself or I, concept of I, is just merely posited, okay, by your own conception, okay. And then you can also extrapolate from this to other phenomena, okay. Thereby, you will be able to understand how things or how persons are merely being posited their respective conceptual thoughts, okay. Or, yeah, okay. I mean, oh yeah, okay. In this case, I mean, the mode of how they, how, is very important, how they are being, how they are being merely posited by their respective conceptual thought, okay. So this is very important. Once you know this, okay, then it is very handy for yourself to understand what it means to be not being, or not merely being, okay, not merely being posited by conceptual thought, okay. It's very handy for yourself, I mean, to delimit the inherent existence, okay, hypothetically. And thereby you will be also able to identify your own innate notion of inherent self from your own experience.
对，然后这里呢，上次是谈到了圣地呢，圣地呢，是借具有存在的这个东西，或者是也是说呢，由我们就圣地的圣地的认知呢所了解到的事情，所以两者是相同的。所以说呢，我们就是所谓的要知道什么是空性呢，我们就要知道它的反面。反面是什么呢？反面就是固有的存在。就是要知道究竟这一地呢空性呢，就要知道它的反面。所以说呢，然后现在上去之后，就好比说从我们实际上的这一样呢，就是接下来就是说空性的相反。这个相反呢，就是说有个固有的存在，所以说我们要知道这个理论上呢，我们要认知到这个理论上的存在到底是什么意思？就是说，我们只是仅被我们的概念所断定的东西，就是这个意思。然后呢，就好比说，在唐瓦皇后的时候呢，我们只看到一卷绳子，而且这绳子呢，盘起来就好像是蛇一样的样子。所以说，如果我们这样这样子，然后我们就把这个绳子呢断定为就是这个蛇，就是想到就是蛇。所以说，在我们我其实跟我们是不一样的，就是我们在一个努力的基础上面呢，我们是认为呢，就是有个我，可是如果我们只是去讲的在努力里面，无论是个别的努力，那或者把所有的努力呢结合起来呢，都不是，我们都无法能够真正的找到这个到底这个在哪里。所以说，我们基本上是在就是就是用在这个概念上呢，就是我们是用概念上呢，放在我就是把这个概念呢，断定在一个五蕴上面。所以说呢，就好比说呢，我们把蛇误认为，把身体误认为蛇，相同的就是我们把 论的一个。所以说，如果彼此对这个一切事物的等等也是相同的。
So, when we analyze, okay, as to when we analyze, I mean, as to the individual aggregate, or as to whether individual aggregate, okay, or the collection of aggregate, or the continuum aggregate, to be, whether any one of them, whether any one of them, individual aggregate, the collection of aggregate, or continuum aggregate, can be an example of it. Okay, if any one of them, any one of this individual aggregate, collection of aggregate, or continuum aggregate, if any one of them any one of them, if any one of them can be treated as yourself or myself, or any kind of a person, no, we cannot, because these are the basis, these are the basis from which person is designated, to which person is designated, so then if you say, when we search for a person, through his psychophysical aggregates, we don't find anything. But that person can be still, if you have some kind of calms, doubt about, oh, maybe I can find it, something that is separate or different entity from yourself. So that is also not unfoundable. You cannot find yourself. You cannot find yourself. You cannot find yourself. That is different entity from yourself. So you should be wherever you are existent, present. You should be present or existent on the basis that is the same entity as yourself. So, because the different entity, then it's very unrelated. See, you cannot find this cup. You cannot. If I say this is a cup. So I can find this cup. Find this cup. But I cannot find this cup on a side, on a basis, which is totally different entity from this cup. For instance, the parts of this cup, the handle of this cup, the whole body of this cup, the color and shape of this cup, all are the same entity as this cup. So we can say this cup is on its part. Conventionally, yes. This cup is existent on its own existence on its parts, or the collection of its parts. Its parts. But we cannot say this cup exists on something exists on something that is a different entity from this cup. Okay. This is this clear? Okay. I mean, see, things are existent. I am existent. You are existent. And pleasures are existent. Sufferings are existent. Okay. But they are just conventionally existent, not inherently existent. Okay. So when we say conventionally existent, that means they are merely existent relative to, okay, relative to, I think, relative to, I think, or, yeah, I think, relative to, we can say, they are merely existent relative to the conventional valid cognition, asserting them on the basis of their own parts. Okay. So therefore, we can say this is a cup. This cup exists. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So these are, the cup and its parts are same entity, and the cup exists. The cup is existent. We say, okay, this is very obvious to all of us. So when we talk now, what is difficult is that the mode of existence, how it exists. Okay, this is the question. Existence is simple. We know, we all know, we see this cup exists. Okay, but what is important for us is that the mode of existence. Okay, how this cup exists. Okay, we can say this cup exists because okay, as it is, because there's no, how to say, this cup exists because its existence is qualified by three features. Okay, qualified by three features. The one is that it is known to conventional consciousness, known to conventional consciousness. It is not refuted or eliminated by any type of conventional valid cognitions, and it is not refuted or eliminated by valid cognition of ultimate nature of reality. Okay, so these three features. Okay, the first one is known to conventional consciousness. It is not eliminated by any type of conventional valid cognition, nor is it eliminated by valid cognition realizing emptiness of inherent existence or ultimate nature of reality. Okay, so this is, since things are, or since all phenomena are, okay, qualified by these three features, we can say that all phenomena are conventionally existent. Okay, so that is the mode of existence. Okay, so okay, yeah, okay. So then, okay. Here, I think what is important is that there's nothing that is separate entity from the aggregate can be found as a person. Okay. So if the person is, okay, if the person can be found or is able to be found through from its own side. Okay. If the person is found from its own side, okay, then what happens is that that very person should be found, okay, should be found either, okay, individual aggregate of it himself or the collection of aggregates or the continuum of aggregates, okay, as an example of that person, okay. Okay.
然后现在呢，我们就是谈到了这个我呢，我们如何找到这个我呢？就说是我们的努力呢，分别各个努力呢是受影响，就是呢，或者是这努力呢结起来呢，或者是这努力的相似的延续方面呢，到底是哪个是还是真正的我呢？所以说我们不能在这些上面都找到因为如果这些只是我们所以把我们断定的基础而已，而不是这个我，所以我们可是同时呢，我们也是知道呢，如果自我的分数能够一定方面分出来呢，也是我也是不可能的，我不可能一直找到一个我的。然后比如说呢，如果我们存在的话呢，可是呢，我们就说我们存在的基础呢是一个完全不一样的东西，完全跟我们不相关的东西呢，是变得非常就是不可能的，说我们存在，我们是一个个体，可是我们的个体呢，就是跟我们的所谓的本身呢，都是根本是毫无关系，这是不可能的。如果我们这样子呢，就可以找到这个如果我是跟这个武力呢是完全没有关系的话呢，是说完全是我没有关系的话，就根本不可能在于我的。然后呢，这个好比就是好比说这个杯嘛，就说这个杯呢，这个基础的杯呢，就是有一个不同的部分。如果说你要找到一个跟这个杯完全不一样的东西而是这个杯的话呢，这是不可能，因为这个杯本来就是只有这几个部分。如果是超出这个杯以外的东西呢，就是可能是这个杯吗？所以说呢。就是说，我们的一切的存在呢，就是存在，是一个次数性的存在，是集体的一种存在，就是有一种，就是通过我们的次数性的认知呢，所存在的。所以说，如何存在呢？我们就要知道东西如何的存在呢？就是任何这个次数性上存在的东西呢，都有三个机制。这三个机制呢，就是说，我们能够通过我们次数性的认知呢，就是认知到，自己没有任何受到其他的一些次数性的认知呢所抵触，没有其他次数性的认知所抵触，然后呢，也不会被究竟认知性的所抵触。所以说，如果有这三个不同的性质呢，就是说，就是我们可以知道，是一个就是在世俗性上存在的实际上存在的一些事物。所以说呢，重要的就是要知道呢，没有事情呢，一件事的存在不可能是从所谓的物理上面呢分别出来而存在的，因为它是要靠这个你不能从它自己的这方面出来的，也不可能是说从物理的个别是摄受层次呢，或者是 里面的都有集合体呢，或者是从里面的连续上那种找到的。
Okay. So again, I think I'm going to simplify this. Okay, what I said earlier. See, if a person is found from his own side, okay, he or she must be found. Okay, must be found in the way that his or her own, any one of, I think, his or her aggregate, or the collection of aggregates, or the continuum of aggregates, either one of these, okay, should be found as an example or as the person himself, okay. So this cannot be, okay. This, in reality, this cannot be, how to say, cannot come true, okay. You cannot induce or generate a valid cognition that any one of your aggregates or the collection of your aggregates or continuum of your aggregates as yourself, okay. You cannot, create or generate a valid cognition that ascertains any aggregates of yourself as yourself, or any the collection of your aggregates as yourself, or the continuum of your aggregates as yourself, okay. And then the other thing is that you cannot be, okay, a person cannot be found if a person were found from its own, from his own side, okay, then he or she should be found, okay, from his or her own aggregates, okay, or there's another possible. If you say, oh yeah, something that is something, okay, something that is different entity from himself, okay. If you say, oh, he can be found from his own side, but something from different entity from himself, okay. If you say this, okay, that is not how to say. That is not a right answer, not a right answer, okay, because the aggregate, so the aggregate of a person is the same entity as the person, okay. See the aggregates, okay. When you remember, okay, when you conceive your when you conceive of conception of yourself, okay. When you conceive a thought that thinking that, oh, I need to do this, or I need to do that, or today I'm happy, maybe today I'm unhappy, or these sorts of conceptions, okay. When you conceive sense of yourself, okay, that you need to generate, okay. You need to, okay. You have to generate sense of yourself through, okay, through how to say, having appearance of your own aggregates, okay. Without having appearance of your aggregates to yourself, you cannot form conception of yourself. Okay, if you say I, I, the concept of yourself. Okay, you conceive. Okay, this then this must be. I mean, this conception of yourself. Okay, when you form a conception of yourself, you must form this conception through having appearance of your own aggregates. Okay, so once you have the appearance of your own aggregates, then based on that very appearance, you think, okay, you immediately, okay, how to say, conceive, okay, yourself, okay, or you immediately conceive of your notion of self, okay. So, okay, so this shows, okay, what this shows is that your aggregates and yourself are the same entity, okay, same entity, okay. If your aggregates are different entity from yourself, you don't need to have the appearance of your aggregates in order to form the concept of yourself, okay. So in order to form your concept of yourself, okay, the image of yourself in your mind, you need to first generate the appearance of your aggregates, or you need to experience the appearance of your aggregates, and then based on that very appearance, you designate yourself, or you designate yourself to that very appearance. Okay. So what this shows, what this shows is that your aggregates and you are the same entity. Okay. If there are different entities, then there wouldn't be. If there were different entities, then there wouldn't be any need, okay, any necessity for you to have the appearance of aggregates in order for you to generate the concept of yourself. Okay. So this is the the rational or valid reason, okay, to establish that yourself and your aggregates are the same entity. Okay. So therefore, okay, if yourself is findable from your own side, then it must be found. Yourself would have to be found either from your aggregates or something which is different entity from yourself. Okay, so you cannot find yourself from a thing. Okay, from a thing that is different entity from yourself. Okay, because the reason is that you cannot find. Okay, you cannot designate this cup to a thing that is different, to a thing that is a different entity from this cup. Okay. For instance, the tea inside the cup, okay, is a different entity from this cup. Okay. So you cannot, when you designate this cup to its constituent parts or collection, okay, you do not designate it to the tea which is inside the cup, or something else which is a different entity from this cup. Okay. Whereas, likewise, when you designate yourself you designate yourself to something that is same entity as yourself, okay? So therefore, okay, you cannot, if you, the person, so therefore, what is conclusion is that a person is not findable from his own side, because he or she could not be found from his individual aggregates, collection of aggregates, continuum of aggregates, nor is he findable, I think, from something that is different entity from himself.
上次说，总的来说呢，如果我们要从我们本身这方面呢去找到一个的话呢，就说我们如果真的要这样讲的话呢，就必须要从努力上面找到，就是说是努力呢，是在个别的努力呢，或者是组合起来的努力呢，或者是努力的下去，也去上面找到我们的自己现在找到。我们如果是要找到这方面呢，就是如果我们就要在外面找到我们的是我们不可能的，是我们不能够。如果我们要但是我们要有这个努力的实现，我们才可以这个做一个基础的断定为这是如果连这个努力都没有的话，那就是从一个完全不相关的东西上面呢，就不能把它断定这个毫无相关的东西为努力，就是好就好比说呢，如果我们高兴我们觉得很高兴呢，我们觉得需要做某件事情的呢，我们如果我们要有这个想法的话呢，我们必须有这个概念，我们必须要看到我们的努力，好比说我们的受我们很高兴，或者我们想要做这个东西，我们没有这个努力呢显现出来呢，我们根本不可能把这个断定呢有这个对我们需要的这些东西的现象呢，才能够把它断定的基础呢，才能断定为。要比如说呢，我们本身呢，就是说我们更自我的这个概念呢，也不能够是说没有完全没有基础，就是说完全是不一样的东西，就是说如果我们我们能够从我们这方面找到呢，就是要我们应该是在努力里面找到呢，或者从不同的努力里面找到。就好比说上次讲的提到说，就是茶杯嘛，茶杯跟茶是不一样的东西，所以说我们如果要断定某样东西为茶杯呢，我们不能够断定这个茶杯里面的茶为茶，因为茶杯里面的茶呢，如果我们断定为茶呢，就是茶杯呢，就是根本是不一样的东西。然后呢，就是总的来说呢，就是说这个东西呢，不能说我们自己的方面呢，不能找到。比如说呢，他们可能在努力的任何一个努力的组成部分呢，射手数成也是呢找到，也不能从努力的总集合起来找到，也不能从努力的下去存在找到，也不能够从努力不一样的完全不一样的方法来找到。
Okay, very good. So it's a little bit. I'm talking about the basis of designation of a person. Okay, basis of the designation of a person. Okay, so this is the term. Basis of the designation of a person. Okay. Basis of the designation of a person. Okay. So the basis of the designation of the person must be the same entity as the person itself. Okay. So why it should be? Why it must be the same entity as the person? Okay. That is the question. Okay. I think it's a little bit hard to fathom, maybe, but okay, we will just repeat this. Okay, I will repeat this. Okay, and then you just okay, listen, and then once you understand what I'm talking about, then you need to experiment this for yourself. Okay, see, today I think you must have generated sense of yourself, sense of I. Okay, for I think thousands of times. Yeah, I mean thousands of times. Okay, so and then at this very moment, you also generate sense of yourself, sense of I. Okay, constantly. Okay, generating sense of I. Okay, so you need to from side of your mind, you need to investigate how this mind apprehend its referent object. Okay, so see, when I said the basis of designation of a person. Okay, see, basis of the designation of this cup. One, the basis of the designation of this cup. Okay, when I say, see, conceptually, okay, I would say, conceptually, I would think that, oh, this is a cup. Okay, so when I say, or when I think this is a cup, there is a cup full of tea. Okay. See, this is a cup. There is a cup. Okay. So then I'm designating. Okay. At that time, I'm designating this a cup. Okay. To what? To what? I'm designating this cup to its constituent parts, the parts, okay, parts of this cup, or collection of this part. For instance, if you say, oh, this person is very intelligent, okay, oh, this person is very dull, or he is very generous, or he is stingy, or he is great, or he is so mean, okay. When you say this, you are designating a person, that very person, okay, he is very kind, if you say. Or if you say he is intelligent, then you are designating himself to his mind. Intelligence is a feature of your mind, okay? And then he is very, how to say, old, or he is very young, or he's sick, or if you say this, you are designating himself to his physical qualities, okay? Okay? So there are many ways you designate. There are many ways of designating a person, okay? Designating a person through his or his aggregates, okay? So, yeah, okay. So when you designate, okay, a person, okay, with some qualities, okay, what happens is that first you need to have an appearance of such and such person, okay. No, I mean the aggregates of the person, okay. For instance, well, you need to have the appearance of that. You need to the aggregates, okay. You need, I mean, the aggregates must appear to your thought, okay, first, okay. Then, as a result of that, immediately what happens is that you immediately designate, okay. You immediately designate a person to, that aggregates, or the collection of aggregate, or certain individual aggregate, okay. So what? So okay. So what this shows is that the person, what is designated and the basis of the designation are the same entity. Okay. Does it make sense? When you are designating to it. Okay. I'm designating this cup to its constituent parts or the collection of parts. I'm not designating this cup to this mic or this phone or this laptop. Okay. I'm designating this cup to what? It's the basis of designation. Here, basis of designation could be its constituent parts, individual, okay, or collection of its parts, or its shape, or its color, okay. So all of these are the same entity as same entity as this cup itself, okay. So likewise, when you designate a person, okay, to his aggregates, okay, so likewise, when you designate a person, you designate that very person to his own psychophysical aggregates. Okay. Without designating to psychophysical aggregates, we cannot designate a person. So what this shows is that psychophysical aggregates are the same entity as the person itself. Okay. Person himself, I would say. Okay. So, and then there's no anything that is the basis of designation of such and such thing that is different entity from the designated phenomenon. The reason is that you must, whoever okay, perceives, okay, the designated phenomenon, he or she must have the appearance of must have the appearance of the basis of the designation, okay, which is the same entity as the designated phenomenon itself. Does it make sense? Can you?
Self is the entity. It's the same as entity. I think you need to also differentiate the sense that
Yes,
self is also not really the experience.
Yes, but they're the same entity. Same entity, but not the self. Aggregates are not self, but aggregates are same entity as the self.
然后呢，这里呢，我们是说呢，我们的断定为我的基础是什么呢？断定为我的基础呢，是说，是说我们不能够从一方面呢，分开。比如说呢，我们今天呢，我们尝试回想一下呢，今天我们有一定是产生了很多次的这个问题，就是说我到底是这时候呢，我们是产生了这个所谓的果。我是说，这时候我们要观察我们的心到底是如何呢？看到这个所谓的我到底是怎么样的产生？要算说，我们如果是说要这个杯呢，我们把这个杯断定是这个杯如何断定的杯呢？就是这个杯体呢，我们第一个说是这个杯的不同的组成部分呢，还是这个杯所产生的所全部总合起来不同的部分呢？所以说呢，就是好比说我们说个人聪明，个人聪明，个人运测，个人非常健康。说我们刚才是什么？就是说，如果是就是说，如果是说他的 呢来断定我们。然后如果是说这个老师的仪器的话呢，我们需要通过一个测试技能的断定策略。所以说我们最重要的我们，但是我们从我是的产生的是这样子的，我是产生是说我们先要有努力，然后这个努力呢是要显现出来，我们要看到我们的努力。所以像看到努力呢，我们就才在这个时候呢，我们才把这个所谓的我呢断定在这个努力上面，就是这样子产生的。就是说这个妄想跟妄念是通过这个这样子来产生的。所以说呢，如果我们把这个像这个杯子呢，可能是说我们说杯子的大小说，那可能是个杯子呢，我们只能用这个所谓的部分呢，或者是组成的来断定为的杯子，不然的话，就是如此。所以说我们把这个人呢当成要断定这个人呢，就是我们必须要看到这个身体或者精神上的方面，这方面的东西。如果这个不可能是我们不可能是跟这个努力说身体完全在相似，也不能说也不能是完全不一样的。所以说呢，基本上这个上次在那个就是说，我们这个断定呢是需要有一个要有一个断定呢断定能量事物呢必须要有一个基础。
We are working on this. Okay, we are working on this in order for you to understand. You need to get something from this. Okay, it's a little bit tough. Okay, but it's very worthwhile. Okay, because in order to really fathom, okay, the view of emptiness or the emptiness of inherent existence, you need to have some knowledge about Buddhist logic, okay? So you need to apply logic. See here. So in the logic, okay, it's very important to differentiate, okay, between different isolates and different entities, and same entity and same isolate. So when you say this cup is the same isolate as this cup, okay, but we can say we should say that this cup is different isolates from its constituent parts, or the collection of its constituent parts, different isolates, but the constituents of this cup and this cup are the same entity. Likewise, your own psychophysical aggregates and yourself are the same entity, but they are different isolates. Okay, so this is very important for you to, to understand, for you to prepare in order to understand that the basis of a designation of a person must not be something that is a different entity from person himself. Okay. So, okay, the five aggregates of a person. The five aggregates of a person are not a person, okay? Not a person, okay? Even though they are the same entity as the person, okay? See, for instance, the handle of this cup is the same entity as this cup, okay? But the handle of this cup is not this cup. Okay, handle of this cup is this cup or not? It is not this cup. Okay, even though the handle of this cup is not this cup, the handle of this cup is the same entity as this cup. Okay, but they are different isolates. Same entity, different isolates. Likewise. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the basis of designation of such and such thing must be the same entity as the designated phenomenon. Because the reason is that because in order to in order to conceive the designated phenomenon, one needs to have appearance of the basis of the designated phenomenon. Okay, prior to that. Okay.
我这里呢，就是要尝试一下大师所讲的东西，就是说，比如说我们要通过一些佛教的这个逻辑呢，来能够晓什么是实体呢，或者是这个个体方面的不一样。那比如说这个悲呢，是有实体跟个体，比如说否就是说构成部分呢，这悲的体呢不是个体。所以它这个个体来说，它不是这个病，可是实体来说呢，就是其实是跟个病有两个人，是跟不一样。因为什么上次要这样讲？就是说，主要的还是说，如果我们要通过了解如何断定一样事情，比如说是对是一个病的话呢，我们这个断定的必须要有基础，这个基础呢本身就是需要这个病的物件。所以才能够这个基础呢断定这是一个悲。那当然，这个悲虽然是实体方面呢，这个所谓的这个悲的体这个体呢，那个身呢，意思说实体上面是跟悲一样，可是是个体方面来说的话呢，这方面呢，悲应该是比那个东西呢，对我来说是这个悲。
Okay, so now I think now I think we need to summarize it. Okay. So therefore, the person cannot be found from its own side. Okay, given that, a person cannot be found from its own side, because if a person were findable from his own side, okay, and then what happens is that you must either find a person find either his individual psychophysical aggregate, collection of his aggregates, or the continuum of aggregates, and also, or something that is different entity from person as that person. Okay. So this is not the case in reality. You cannot find a person. Okay, exemplified. Okay. You cannot find a person which is exemplified by his own psychophysical aggregates or something that is different entity from himself. Okay, that is concise.
然后呢，如果要就像总结来说呢，就是说呢，我们要人呢，各种我们是能从我们的本身这边方面呢去找到的，就是说我们如果要从这个个体我们的本身方面呢找到，说我们这个我呢是在这个个体努力的一个部分呢，或者是努力的结合呢，所是努力的向去的延续上面呢，或者呢从努力的跟努力完全不相干的这种方面呢，找到我们的都是不可能。就是说，我们就是说可能通过一个人的这个身体和精神，或者是完全跟他人，他现在人的这个不同的方面呢，去找到这个如何。
Okay, now, once you recognize the measure of hypothetical inherent existence, then what you should do is that the valid reasonings, okay, valid reasonings for establishing the emptiness of inherent existence. Once you identify the measure of inherent existence, hypothetical inherent existence, okay, once you recognize or identify, once you identify the measure of inherent existence, hypothetically, okay, and also once you know the innate notion of inherent existence of yourself from your own personal experience, then what you should do is that you need to utilize, okay, valid, incontrovertible reasons for incontrovertible reasons or incontrovertible reasons for establishing the emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, so here there are many reasons. Okay, for instance, we can discuss some. Okay, here. For instance, I would say, consider myself. Okay, this is consider myself. I am devoid of inherent existence. This is the predicate. Then, because of being dependent arising, that is your reason. Okay. Consider myself. Okay. First, you need to work on yourself. Okay. Work on yourself. Work on yourself as to be sure, okay, that you are empty of inherent existence, okay. See, consider myself, I'm devoid of inherent existence is the predicate. And then the reason is because of being dependent arising, okay. So you need to apply this reason, okay. Dependent arising is your reason, okay. And the subject is yourself, okay. Consider myself, okay. I am devoid of inherent existence is the predicate. So you need to establish that you are yourself as devoid of inherent existence by applying the reason being dependent arising. Okay. So this reason is qualified by three also characteristics. Three modes of reasoning. We say three modes of reasoning. It is qualified by three modes of reasoning. Here, three modes are subject's characteristic, forward pervasion, and counter pervasion. Okay. Here, subject's characteristic means that you should know the dependent arising. Okay. First, what you need to know is that yourself. You need to know yourself as dependent arising. Okay. First, you need to know. Okay, this yourself dependent, because you are caused by causes and conditions, okay? You are caused by causes and conditions, meaning causes and conditions, okay? And then, through this process, okay, you can understand that you are dependent arising, because you are just simply dependent on your causes and conditions. Without being dependent upon your causes and conditions, you cannot, you would not be able to, you would not arise. So, you need to consider that you are dependent arising. Not only just consider, you need to ascertain that you are dependent arising. Then forward provision here means, I think, there's a relationship between dependent arising and devoid of inherent existence. Okay. Whatever dependent arising must be devoid of inherent existence. If I think, if it were not devoid of inherent existence, then it wouldn't be dependent arising. Anything, I mean. If anything wasn't or were not devoid of inherent existence, then it would have to be non-dependent arising. Okay? So therefore, each and every dependent arising is devoid of inherent existence. Okay, this. And then, this is forward provision. That counter provision would be that if something is inherently existent, or if something is inherently existent, okay, I mean, if something were, here in this case, if anything were inherently existent, it would have to be non-dependent arising. That is counter provision, okay. Forward provision would be anything that is dependent arising must be devoid of inherent existence. That is, I mean, loosely. This is rough meaning, or just brief meaning, not very detailed. Okay. So you need to really work on these three modes. Okay. You need to really work on these three modes, and then by working on these three modes, especially with regard to this syllogism, okay, you will come to know that yourself is devoid of inherent existence, or you will come to ascertain that yourself is devoid of inherent existence. Okay. So,
然后呢，当我们认清了这个理论上的这个所谓的固有的存在的话呢，我们就要通过理由呢去来断定呢这到底是这个固有的存在的到底是到底是怎么样的。然后呢，就是说，当我们知道我们本身是能够了解这个所谓的认知到这个所谓的固有的存在是怎么样的时候呢，我们就能够再加上我们从我们自己本身的经验呢，知道这方面的时候呢，这个经验知道这个所谓的固有存在到底是一个什么样的感觉之后呢，我们就能够用逻辑呢来断定呢空气到底来用这个逻辑来界定所谓的空气到底是什么。就是说，好比说逻辑来说呢，我是 没有真实的物体不在的。因为呢，没有真实固有的存在，因为呢，我是一个缘起，就是缘起的方，这是有三个要点。比如说，第一个就是说，我们这个主体呢，就是说我们知道我们本身这个我的其实是一个缘起，是技术不同的种种因所造成的东西。然后呢，就是说，如果我们没有不做不正，那我们这个人呢就会被升起来。所以呢，这是第一点。第二点呢是说，缘起跟那个这个我们的缘起跟我们的这个固有的存在呢，到底是什么的关系？就是说，因为我们是缘起，所以不能有一个真实固有的存在，所以这是这样的关系。第三关系呢，就是说，如果东西是真实固有存在的话，就不可能是这个缘起，因为缘起的话，就那些东西呢，不可能是真实存在的。所以说，这三点方面呢，像是说需要在这边做一些事情。
Okay, and then once you have, once you ascertain the emptiness of inherent existence, then how you practice emptiness is that when you is that when you have vivid very clear knowledge about emptiness of inherent existence, you need to single-pointedly meditate on it, okay? And then once your the vividness of the emptiness or the strength of meditation a little bit weakened or how to say, a little bit recede, maybe a little bit. Less. It becomes. Once it becomes a little bit, weak, or once you have little or just not vivid sense of emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, what you need to do is again you need to generate the vivid notion of the emptiness of inherent existence. Okay, so how you, because when you do that, okay, you also need to do with three modes of reasoning. Okay, the reasoning you need to reason. Okay, you need to apply reasoning in order to establish the emptiness in existence for yourself. Okay. Again, once through working on three modes of reasoning, you will be able to generate inference of the emptiness in existence. At that very moment, you need to focus single-pointedly. Okay, focus on meditate on the emptiness. Okay, so these the analytical meditation and single-pointed meditations should be, how to say, practiced side by side. Okay, or side by side. What is that? Practiced. As complementary to each other. Okay, because when you lose a little bit of vividness or strength, vividness would be better, I think, here. And then in order to revive the vividness of the meditation on emptiness, you need to apply you need to apply analytical meditation. Okay. In this case, analytical meditation is that you need to generate inference of emptiness of inherent existence, applying three modes of reasoning. So that is the practice. That is how you practice the emptiness of inherent existence. When you are still in the process of attaining shamatha, real calm abiding, actual calm abiding, I think, ascertaining emptiness.
那这边是有关技术方面的就是说，如果我们呢要技术空性的话呢，我们就要当然知道，清楚的知道呢所谓的这个固有的出家呢到底是什么样子，然后呢通过这样子呢，我们就用阐释就是用三种不同的逻辑呢去推理一下到底这个推理一下，就是通过这三种不同的逻辑呢，上面做三种不同的推理的话呢，就能够推理方面的对空气的一点的认知，不是真实的人的认知，是推理方面的认知。当有这个推理上面的认知的时候呢，产生非常强大这个推理上认知呢，我们就要在这时候呢专注于定在这个方面。如果定在这个方面的时候呢，过了一段时间呢，就发现呢这个认知呢，其实开始减弱了之后呢，我们需要重新的去用这个三种不同的逻辑呢去推理，以便能够得到一种推理上的这种对空气上的认识。然后呢，就是通过这一方面的就是说推理以及对我们专注方面的两方面的地方面的目的方面专注的要同时的以及互相的帮助下呢，去对空气进行澄清。
Okay, but in the long run, what you should do is that you need to also realize actual calm abiding. Okay. And also the special insight. Okay. So once you attain actual calm abiding and special insight, then what you can do is that you can also meditate on the emptiness of inherent existence with special insight and actual calm abiding. Then what happens? What you get special result from doing so is that you can, along this path, along the union of special insight and actual calm abiding, meditating on the emptiness of inherent existence, what you can achieve is that you can achieve path of seeing. And then at the very moment when you achieve path of seeing, you realize the emptiness of inherent existence directly, and then at that very moment, your path of seeing is completely able to eradicate the seed of contrived affective emotions.
不是通过推理方面去了解空性，而是真正的见到空性。如果我们真正的见到空性，而不是通过推理方面的空性呢，就是在就是过自然到了见到，就是说就是地菩萨。如果我们能够得到这个地菩萨境界呢，就是能够直接了悟空性，直接了悟空性的话呢，就能够把我们一些造作的一些法场的方面的完全的去从根本上消除。
Okay, and consequentially, I think, you will be able to, as a result of attaining part of seeing, you will be able to also, attain part of meditation. And as a result of attaining part of meditation, you will also be able to generate part of normal learning or the Buddhahood. Okay, so this is the roadmap. I mean, brief roadmap for ourselves to achieve Buddhahood.
就是通过方面的时候，我们都是思想上会通过过空的所产生一种去真正的了解真实的真理的话呢，是到了那个见到，到从见到里面的是到菩萨的道里面是可以从后面的逐渐的去生。
Okay, now I think just one line. I think we should stop here. The time is already. Now the conventional truth, okay. The conventional truth, okay. The other one is conventional truth. The conventional truth is defined as that which is ascertained by conventional valid cognition, okay. That which is ascertained by conventional valid cognition. So this is the definition of conventional truth, okay. For instance, okay, 12 links of dependent arising, okay. 12 links of dependent arisings are examples of conventional truths.
所谓的世俗谛来说呢，世俗谛呢是要通过我们世俗的这些认知呢了解的东西。所以说这个所谓的十二缘法呢，其实就是说就是缘法本身来说呢，就是一个世俗谛，我们是通过这个世俗的这个认知去了解这方面的事情。
So here, false phenomenon and conventional truth are synonymous. False phenomenon and conventional truth are synonymous. Okay. In this case, false phenomenon means that when we say conventional truth. Okay, but this is a little bit difficult in English because in Tibetan we have all together in one word. Conventional truth is one thing, okay? The other one is false truth. False phenomenon would be better in English. False phenomenon, okay? So when we say this conventional truth, okay, means that relative truth, I think, true, being true, it is true relative to, I think, conception of inherent existence. But actually, they are false. Okay. That is the meaning, okay. In reality, it is false. But it is true relative to the conception of inherent existence. That is the meaning, okay. So in order, when you understand or when you know conventional truth, you must know that, for instance, this cup is a conventional truth, okay. Once you know this cup as conventional truth, you must know that this cup as true, relative to conception of true existence of this cup. But in reality, this cup is false. Okay. So that is the meaning. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. The time is already over again.
所有这些世俗谛呢，就是属地是一个相对的谛，因为相对的谛是相对于什么呢？相对于所谓的固有的存在的但是如果是真正的胜利谛来说呢，就是这个东西是学习。比如说这个杯呢，在世俗谛来说呢是存在的，因为这存在呢是因为它是相对于所谓的杯呢，我们相信是有存在的方面呢是存在的，但是如果是说胜利谛来说呢，只是说这个东西杯它是不是完是不是真实的形态。
The three modes of perception: forward progression, counter progression, subject characteristic.
Yes.
Can you give us the definition of their respective? The definition of the.
Oh, it's a definition. Oh, it's a very long definition. You know, they have very long definition. Subject's characteristic. So you need to define it in terms of specific syllogism. Okay. For instance, here I say, consider myself. What is that? Consider myself, and then it is devoid of inherent existence because being dependent arising. Okay. Consider myself. I am devoid of inherent existence. Okay, because of being dependent arising. Okay. So here. Being dependent arising, okay, is the reason, okay. So the subject's characteristic is defined as dependent arising is I think is put forth as the reason, okay. So dependent arising is put forth as the reason, okay, and it is prevalent among it pervades. You can say it pervades myself. It pervades myself. Okay. And this is one. And then there should be a possibility that person, okay, who knows myself as dependent arising, but he or she still or yet to know myself myself, to know it, I think, devoid of inherent existence. Did you get the second? Okay, second is that there should be a possibility that a person or people who know that they are, okay, dependent arising, okay, but they are yet to know that they are devoid of inherent existence. So this is, okay, that is the definition of subject's characteristic. Forward is that dependent arising is the reason, okay? It is taken as the reason, okay? It is dependent arising taken as the reason, and okay, it is, it exists, okay, it exists only in the case of being devoid of inherent existence. That is this forward perversion.
Dependent arising being taken as the
Reason, and it only exists, okay, or yeah, it only exists in the case of being devoid of inherent existence. So that is forward perversion. And then counter perversion would be that you need to say the same thing. Dependent arising taken as the reason, okay? It is the same. The first part is the same. And then you need to, if any instance of dependent arising were not devoid of inherent existence, then it would have to be non-dependent arising.
Could I repeat? So subject characteristics means that dependent arising is to be known as the principle underlying the creation, so to say, of oneself. Is that the case? In short, yeah. Therefore, probation would refer to dependent arising being taken as the reason. Being adopted and taken as the reason, justifying or affirming the arising, the creation, so to say, of oneself. And counter probation would be if something is to be inherently existent, it will not be dependent upon any
Yes.
conditions.
Good. Okay. Okay. Shall we do the dedication?
Yes.
Who is Chan Master? Oh, okay, you are. Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
Okay, this ground is not the thing.
Sure.
Power is not for the sun.
Visualizing as a whatever so on this nature the pure.
大体之相负妙法，虚拟四周对面，观为佛作恶，有情显受其情差。In this way, we mountain that is your source of seven happiness. Powerful genetic and social disease. May escape to samsara. Pray for just perfect health. Pray for just life. Pray for the rose of the spirit. Doesn't deliver to path from there.
So that I may also dream all these truths. May the blessings that may that I was humbled and followed the dedicated likewise. May anyone who merely sees, hears, and touches those to me, be freed in that very instant from all suffering and abide in happiness. For as long as spirit enters, from other living beings, Until then, may I truly abide to dispel the misery of the world. May I be protected without a guide for the travelers of the way. May I be bridge of board and ship for all who wish to cross the water. O venerable, compassionate Gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic death, obstacles and suffering of mother sessions, may without exception rapid upon us right now. May we give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby enrich all beings in bliss.
雪山绵环绕清净净地，无尽极相意义亦故主。观音化身慈教号好处，千界可快顺所入境故。唯向贤友体可看，求助一切差行界。神圣事业无休止，不离众生起家持。唯向贤友功德无上半，主持正法健康般。贤有规德如虚空，以此功德众生如安乐。愿以此功德速证上师佛果位，以正如此果位时，带领众生同证其果位。尊贵稀有菩提心，未曾升起愿生长。以圣稀有菩提心，愿无止若有增长。如过去未来现在诸佛，所作回向，唯亦如是回向。圣教大宝为菩提，虽遍现界等区域，愿由大悲斗弘毅，况且如是亦乐赞。所有于我见闻益处说谈众，即时于我永得说安乐，乃至有虚空以及众生处，愿无诸世间尽从众生故。所有无依无助者，愿我能作其依故。所有愿力不合者，愿我能作桥梁，想周济其中。复次其尊恩师大慈悲，如母有情罪障痛苦等，无量无欲现今我代受。凡我善恩安乐施礼，有情具足得乐其家子，便消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧正明。我愿罪障悉消除，世世慈菩萨道。愿以此功德庄严佛净土，上报四处门，下济三苦。若有见闻者，若我见有者，悉发菩提心，尽此发生菩萨之说。阿弥陀佛。
Thank you for attending. We will be ending the broadcast now.